Hello, hi, and welcome on in. Welcome to tonight's live, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, you guys are having a great Friday. It's the weekend. If you're working the regular 9 to 5 job, Monday through Friday, finally off for the weekend. So, um, congratulations. I don't, I don't get that. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could take the weekend off if I wanted to, but I like to be here with you guys on the weekends. It's like the best part about. I feel like being on YouTube is like the weekends because then everyone's here. Everyone's off and they're able to come and hang out with us. So that's why I like the weekends. But if you're new to the channel, hi, hello, welcome. I'm Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. And this is Mia. I have Mia on one side of me tonight. You can barely see her because she's gray. And then I've got another one over here, Araya. They're my co-hosts. So I do have both of them in here tonight. If you like dogs, you're in for a treat. But if you're coming back and joining for another live, thank you for joining me for yet another round. I appreciate it. We're gonna I kind of switched up the live again tonight. I keep doing that on you guys, but things keep popping up, and then I'm like, I just need to talk about them. So let me just kind of say hi to everybody in the chat, not to everybody, we've got a lot of people in here tonight, but I'll say hi to some people. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Riverhouse. Yeah, and she's on the local news. I know. Hey, Mary Beth. She made the local news. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Jill. Hey, DM. Catherine with a C, Catherine with a K. I should say that because you guys sometimes maybe you're not both in here, but usually you're both in here. Hey, Aries. Hey, Cat's Life. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Mr. Rosebud. I don't know if you caught my live last night, but was that you that asked Betty to stop eating on her live? Because if it was, that's awesome. That's awesome. I heard her reading a comment and she said, Rosebud, like sounded like she didn't just like maybe she missed the Mr. part, and she's like, and then she like said something about like her eating, and like she was like, you know what, and she's like went off, and I was like, I said it last night live. I was like, I think that was our Mr. Rosebud. Hey, crafty girl, welcome in. Hey, Marie. Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Good to see everybody here. I'm gonna go down to the bottom that way you guys won't, listen to me too much. But hey, Rogue. I hate organized confusion. I like that name. I love that name. That sounds like my life. Organized confusion. I did. I saw that. Yeah, I have it up here. We're gonna go over it. Bullhorn Betty made the news, I mean, I don't know if it's the way that she wanted to make it, but she made it. She made it. Now I'm hoping that more stations pick up the story. I really do, because there's a time and a place, like when you're a creator on the platform, there's a time and a place for you to be out and about. And there's never a good time to be stalking a family of a missing child. And literally, the stuff that she's doing is beyond. It's beyond bad. I was like typing up notes tonight for tonight's live, which I never ever use my notes. But when I was typing them up, because last night I had different notes and I should have just used these because these were the same. But I was just going through like everything that she had done in Tennessee, all of her things, So see ya. But like she drove by their home, she drove by their camper, she ran up on Terry Bowersox. She was threatening to urinate in Cluminati's yard. That's disgusting. She threatened to go buy a weapon. She threatened to bring a weapon because she had one, and then she was going to set up a GoFundMe for one. If I was somebody, if I was Chris, Katie, or Seth, which Seth, not in this case because no one's went by his house, but if any of the family members, I would be very concerned. And I wonder, no one's went by Seth's house. Wonder why no one's like circled his property at all. Oh, or if this lady is in trouble, yeah. And she's already got one lawsuit going. It's like, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? So now I'm starting to understand better, like, because we went over the ex parte last night, and we like went over what it meant, and we went over a protection order and like the difference between that and like a restraining order. And I didn't even know that there was any differences in all this stuff. But let me pull up what I did find. So okay, so this is Katie's. Katie is she received it on 7/26. So that's when she went and she applied for the protection order. She applied for it against um, Ms. Bullhorn Betty, and it says warrant deposition active, and she received it. It says 8/2, so she received it today, August the 2nd. She should not be able to say any longer. Well, and she made the news, but before she made the news, she wouldn't have been able to say that she didn't know what was going on. Like she kept saying, yeah, people keep telling me like I have something, but I don't know who it would be for. I don't know who it would be like, who would do that. Like, I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't broken any laws. Bullhorn, yeah, you have. So we have now we have the Bowersox. Now we have the Bowersox. Yeah, actually it is. Yeah. Beggar Peter. Yeah, I mean, there's a line. There's a line. And like I've always told Vincent if like I come up missing, just close down my YouTube and just throw the computer away. Like just act like you don't know me. Pretend like you don't know who I am. You've never seen me before. Because I'm terrified of a bullhorn Betty showing up on my boyfriend's mom's doorstep, like knocking on the door saying, did you do something to Tanya? Oh my Lord. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine, you know? So is this Maddie? So is this, I'm not sure of, so is this Maddie is Bowersock? I don't know who that is. Is that the mom? Because I'm not sure who that is. I've never heard of Maddie. But I'm not like, I don't really know the Bowersock's name other than, I just know Terry because of old Born running him down. And then, I've heard JLR talk about him. Ashley, that's funny. I know you would. I know. Oh my gosh. Side story. I'll give you a little side story. One of my best friends, I was talking to her right after Vincent and I started dating. Like we were dating for a while. We were dating for a long time, not like a long time, but like 8 months or so. Where you kind of somebody pretty well then. And she was like, my best friend had like satellite image on his house, knew his mom's name, knew his dad's name. I didn't even know his mom and dad's name at the time. Knew his brother's name. I was like, "Oh my gosh, my friends are great." So is Kathy Maddie? Okay. That's what I'm guessing that's what it is. That's what I'm guessing too. I mean, 'cause 59 female sounds about right. Um, so then yes, Betty made the news tonight. Oh, Betty. So, last night on the last night stream, we covered how Katie took a protection order out on Betty, and Betty was doing live streams like she had no clue that anything was going on. Like she was like, I have no protection order against me. Well, she kept saying that she thought that it was a YouTuber that did it. It was probably a YouTuber. Well, it wasn't. Now that we know, it just showed you it was the Bowersox and it's the Proudfoots. Now it looks like Chris Proudfoot hasn't put one out. He probably did. I mean, he's probably like, I'm not scared of her, but he probably thinks, well, if Katie has one, I'm always with Katie. So she can't be around Katie. She shouldn't be around me. One of those type of things. But yeah, I haven't seen anything for Chris. And oh, sorry if some of your messages aren't like showing through, it's because I didn't look over there to approve them, to approve those. So let's go and let's look at Betty's in it. So Betty knows that she made the news. But I wonder what that conversation was like when they called her on the phone. Like, and when did they call her and ask her about this? Because she did a live, and we're gonna watch it this morning. She did a live like 13 hours ago. So it was early this morning, and she was acting none the wiser. So Betty, you be lying to your subscribers. Read this headline. She is dangerous. Mother of missing Tennessee teen files restraining order against YouTuber. And you're seeing these more and more, like you're seeing more and more news places, like news agencies or like news, whatever they're called. Like, they are picking up stories about this kind of stuff with, social media and the way that it is affecting criminal cases. They're going to have to start making more laws on it. I mean, really, they're going to have to start we're living in a different world, than we were, before the internet. What, 25, 35 years ago, 5 years ago? The mother of missing Middle Tennessee teenager said she's being stalked by a YouTuber who's covering the case. Sebastian Rogers disappeared 5 months ago from his family's home in Hendersonville. Interest in the case has been nationwide, but Sebastian's mother, Katie Proudfoot, indicates it's gone too far. She's just got a temporary order of protection against a YouTuber by the name of Bullhorn Betty. So that means she has that protection. Like, Bullhorn's not allowed around her. Don't even come near me. Since Sebastian was first reported missing on February 26th, his mother, Katie, and stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, have largely remained out of the media. But despite maintaining their privacy, Katie said she is being stalked and harassed. The petition for an order of protection was filed last week in Sumner County with the sheriff's office. According to that document, Katie said Andra Griffin, also known as Bullhorn Betty, is inciting the public with her social media followers to aid her in stalking the Proudfoot family. Katie said Griffin had also accused the family of harming their son. She sure does. And you should have heard what she was saying last night, Katie. She's going to go to jail so she could sue you guys. Katie is quoted saying in part, she threatens us and posts live while driving by our home. She also called the YouTuber dangerous. She is dangerous and is threatening my and my family's safety and telling her followers to help and do the same. On one statement from Katie read, it is from her then that it's absolutely a falsehood. They can go and look at all my lives, Griffin said. My lives never come down off my channel. Driving on public property on public roads with a camera hanging out, there's nothing unlawful about that. Yes, there is. You cannot do that. You cannot film while driving, Betty. It's against the law in Tennessee. We've looked this up. That happened over a month ago. So since it didn't happen yesterday, I love when she says this too. You'll see in the interview. That happened like a month ago. So Betty, they could still charge you. It's the only time I've been in the Hendersonville area. That's a lie, because isn't she there right now? Griffin told News 2 she had not received the temporary protection order, but said she was innocent of these accusations. She did receive it. It says it right there that she received it on the 2nd. 8/2. It was before 7 something, because that's when I think they were going to try to give it to her. They didn't. So they had to, redo the date. They gave it to her today. She got it today. She's got it in her possession. Little liar, pants on fire. It appears for her to get an ex parte order, from everything I am reading, she would have to say, I am an imminent threat to her life and I am in Florida, Griffin said. I have never laid eyes on this woman in flesh. I have never reached out to her by name or by phone, email, or text message. I have never even responded to any of her Facebook posts. I haven't talked to this lady. Griffin expressed that these accusations are just a distraction. I don't like the drama on the channel. And the more I resist it and keep it focused on Sebastian, the more these distractions keep coming up. Come on now, Betty. You are the drama of drama. It's all about Sebastian Rogers, Griffin explained. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It's not about Seth Rogers, Katie Proudfoot, or Christopher Proudfoot. It's about where Sebastian Rogers is and how we can bring him home. A court hearing is set for August 8th in the Sumner County Courthouse. Bullhorn Betty's YouTube videos will be summarized for the DA's office. Until then, I feel bad for the person that has to review those tapes. Until then, the document said Griffin could not come within 100 feet of Katie or her home. Better just not be driving by there neither. Also coming up this month is a prayer vigil for Sebastian on August 24th in Clarksville at 5 p.m. on August 26th. The 6-month mark make a sense of Sebastian's disappearance. Seth Rogers and the community members will gather in Sumner County to bring awareness to Sebastian and some of the unanswered questions. Sebastian is 5'5", 120, has dirty blonde hair, brown eyes, last seen February the 26th. near Stafford Court wearing a black black long sleeve t-shirt and black sweatpants, Adidas type sweatpants. If you have any information, call 1-800-TBI-FIND or 615-451-3838. And I'm going to show you guys this video too. Terry Dean, she does. She does. Oh, Betty, you said you didn't know. And then now you're on the news the same day. You're like, I don't know. I wasn't serving a protection order. Catherine, 15 months. That's a long time. I love that. Thank you for being a member for so long. Hook, line, and sinker, huh? Gotcha. Okay, let's watch this video that's attached to this because this just made me laugh. I mean, and my mama would die if I went on the news like this. My mama would have died. Bullhorn, you could at least put a brush through your hair. You could have. She could have.
At 6. A missing teen's mother claims she's being stalked and falsely accused by a YouTuber. So now she's taking legal action. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared 5 months ago from his family's home in Hendersonville. The teen's mother has been granted a temporary order of protection against a Florida YouTuber by the name of Bullhorn Betty. Well, tonight, News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry sat down and spoke with the influencer.
Sebastian Rogers has not been seen since February 25th. Since then, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, along with several other agencies, searched for a little over a week before officials said they were scaling back to focus their efforts on the investigative side. YouTubers and TikTokers nationwide have covered nearly every step. But now, Sebastian's mom, Katie Proudfoot, indicates it's gone too far. In a legal filing for an order of protection, Katie says Andrea Griffin, also known by her YouTube name of Bullhorn Betty, accused the family of harming their son while, quote, inciting the public and her followers to aid her in stalking. Katie calls the YouTuber, quote, dangerous. Andrea tells me she has not received the temporary order of protection, but claims she has not done anything illegal.
If it is from her, then that's absolutely a falsehood. They can go and look at all my lives. My lives never come down off my channel. Driving on a public property, on public road with a camera hanging out, there's nothing unlawful about that. That happened over a month ago. It was when it's the only time I've been in the Hendersonville area. The questions of this case are becoming more and more.
Andrea says her main goal is to provide informational content to the public and to help find Sebastian.
I didn't realize I muted myself. I never mute myself anymore, but that's okay. I was talking about Bullhorn. I don't even know what I said. Look, I just went off for nothing. I went off for no reason. Oh, I was talking about her hair. She needed to put a comb through her hair, a brush through her hair. Get ready. You're on camera, Betty. You're on camera.
She tells me these accusations are just a distraction.
I don't like the drama on the channel, and the more I resist the drama and keep it focused about Sebastian, the more these distractions keep coming up. This is all about Sebastian Rogers, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It's not about Seth Rogers. It's not about Katie Proudfoot. It's not about Christopher Proudfoot. It's about where is Sebastian Rogers and how can we bring him home?
A court order.
Well, then why were you sitting there eating lunch with Seth Rogers, just chit-chatting it up and not out looking for Sebastian? You guys could have been both out there looking for him. But instead, you weren't. You didn't look for him when you were there. You didn't. Let's be real. You went to his neighborhood where everybody in that neighborhood knows he's already missing. That's not very smart, Betty.
Ordered hearing is set for August 8th at the Sumner County Courthouse. Each of Bullhorn Betty's YouTube videos will be summarized for the DA's office. Until that time, a temporary restraining order says Andrea cannot stalk or come within 100 feet of Katie or her home. In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Why was she putting a picture over a picture?
We reached out to Katie Proudfoot for comment and have not heard back.
She has nothing to do with it. She's like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Like, I would be saying that too. I would be saying the same thing. Canceling her little protest. Yeah, it's clue season. She might want to, huh? I forgot about that. When is that? It's sometime coming up in August. Oh, JLR and Magnolia are probably loving this. They've been really quiet. I know they were going to go to like California or something. They're going to go somewhere, but I haven't heard about JLR. Is he posted? He might have posted. I might have just not noticed. But oh my Lord, have mercy. Thank you for coming a member, T-Dub. I appreciate that. You love Magnolia. I don't really know Magnolia, but it seems like she seems really nice from what I've seen. Like when I go into his chat, like, and stuff. I don't know why I'm scratching my arm, but I am. It doesn't even itch. Her, Andra Griffin. I kept calling her, what I call her, Audra Griffith. I was like, that's how much she means to me. I don't even know her dang name. Don't even know her name. But it's been out there for years. Bullhorn Betty's name's been out there just for like forever and ever and ever. So I was skipping through this and I was like, yeah, we'll tune into this tonight. Oh, look, they turned off the live chat replay was turned off. I think it's because she might have edited the beginning of this because like it comes like whenever she starts like her video, she's already like in mid-sentence almost. You know what I mean? And I know when you do that, it'll turn your live chat off. Like if you edit a video, which I don't even know how to edit a live. I couldn't tell you. I probably could figure it out, maybe. But if someone edits a live, it'll take that out. So if you're just now joining us, we're talking about everything but Sebastian, unfortunately. You know, unfortunately. Bullhorn Betty has done so much damage in this case to the family members that they have now sought protection orders. Katie Proudfoot has been granted a protection order, a temporary protection order as of right now. Betty cannot come within 100 feet of her. And man, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. And I'm just saying in general, because some of these YouTubers are so out of control to where they're going real life, like so real life that they're showing up to people's campers. They're showing up to people's homes. They're like, I mean, when do you stop? Like, when's enough, you know? When someone gets hurt? Because if somebody was coming onto my property and we had a stand your ground law, you bet your butt I would probably shoot and not think twice because I would be so scared. I would be like scared. I wouldn't know who it is, who these people are that are coming up on my porch. These families, when they come into these cases, that they're not normally on YouTube. They don't know what YouTube's about. They don't know what kind of community they're coming into. All right, let's listen to Betty. Yeah, she must have edited this in the beginning. But you'll see she's still wearing the same tank top that she was wearing last night. She must have woke up this morning and not done anything with herself yet. But that's okay, Betty. I guess that's okay.
Get into chat. I hope everybody's doing well this morning.
I hope she at least got up and brushed her teeth or something, though. Come on, I hope you at least did that.
Morning. I'm just getting my day started. Well, I've already eaten breakfast. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning. And, getting ready to start my day. So I hope everybody is doing well this morning and we're going to get started. A lot of this stuff is distracting from Sebastian Rogers and avocation for Sebastian Rogers. And that's exactly what I believe. If this stuff is Chris and Katie, again, where people are assuming a lot, I haven't received anything. So
this is just this morning.
Know for sure what's going on, I'm not going to speculate any further. At the end of the day, I have to be served. The person on my end in my court record is not listed. So I can't assume who it is. So before I can even file anything,
she could call the local domestic violence coalition and she could say, hey, I have this TPO that was just put out on me And I don't know who it's from, but I need you to tell me who has, temporary protection order, so that way I don't go around them. Someone has to give you that information, obviously, because you can't just be like guessing, like duck, duck, goose. Am I supposed to be around you? Are you the one? Are you the one? Are you the one? Like, you know what I mean? Someone would tell her. Just because she's not in Florida, she doesn't have to be in Florida to be served that paper. She can go in Tennessee and get that information.
In the courts, I need to find out who I need to file it against. So with that being said, Kendall, hey, how are you doing? Grand Rising. I can't believe I actually made a live. Oh, it's nice to see you. Yeah, it's early. Well, it's early for most people, but it's really not. People should be up getting ready for work unless they're in like California. Hey, Caitlin, it's nice to see you. But then I realized, you know what, at the end of the day, we know that they haven't been trying to search for their son. We know that they have been putting up.
We don't know that. We don't know that at all. Betty can't find him. She's been looking for him.
Roadblock after roadblock after roadblock for the people that are trying to search for their son or find any information.
Who? Name one roadblock. Someone give me one roadblock that Chris and Katie's put up when someone's tried to look for their son. One. Just one.
So this goes to show you more than anything who the problems are in this case and why are they, because I haven't talked to them. So as far as the lady's lying, I haven't even seen them in the
because she didn't talk to her, she's lying.
The flesh. The only thing I've seen them is stuff on social media, and of course us going through their interviews and stuff like that. I've never even seen them in the flesh. Like it's absolutely nutty. Good morning, Mel. But either way, no matter how you look at it, it's lies. So we'll be dealing with that. But I'm pretty sure she's going to have to, because I think the temporary is only.
Hold on a second. Doesn't she have a lawsuit going against Queen Bee? And she's never seen her in the flesh, has she? So, Betty, explain that one.
Only good for 2 weeks. So that means in order for her to extend it, she's got to physically go in on the 8th to talk to them. And I think that is an actual court proceeding. And she's going to have to proffer some information, like legit information. She just can't say, oh my gosh, I'm fearful. She's got to produce, we're online. They have cameras at their house. If this harassment existed, they should have proof of that. And there's no proof. There absolutely could be no proof unless it's manufactured, because I haven't even reached out to these people. It's wild, the effort that they put into you, not their son. Exactly. And that's another thing. That's why I say, it's very crystal clear at this moment. They are not trying to find their son. As a matter of fact, they're trying to unlawfully quelch any person speaking of the case. I'm not stupid. I'm not Nick Barris. I don't work for a company that has boardrooms that control what comes out of my mouth. This is America. I can have my opinions. I can have my criticisms, and I can bring this stuff online. She does not have to watch it. If it's so harassing to her, then she should just change the freaking channel. But one thing she can't do is go to a court and lie and say I'm harassing her because I'm talking on my own channel about her case. That's something they can't do. But wouldn't you say that at this point it's crystal clear they don't want him found? Because I haven't been around them. All I've been doing is going to businesses and people that have reached out to me. I can prove literally everything. They have that you harassed or threatened them 3 times. There's no possibility. And not unless they manufactured stuff. There's no possibility. I haven't even spoke to them. I haven't sent them emails, messages. I haven't even asked them questions in their face.
What we're going to do, I think, tomorrow is go through the few videos that Betty did when she was in Tennessee, because she hasn't deleted any as far as I know on her social blade. I've been looking. And I haven't seen any drop off. So we'll go back through those, because she does threaten without physically being in front of Katie. You don't have to be in front of the person to be threatening to them. She said she was going to, that she already had a weapon at home, a GUN, that she talked to the police and they told her to bring it with her so that she could be safe. She was going to start a GoFundMe instead and get her a new one. She was going to urinate in Clementati's yard. She, what else did she say? I know I'm missing some. She ran up on Terry Bowersox whenever he was at the light. She drove by their camper. She's driven by their home. To me, that's scary.
In the Facebook chat, when they were in all those chat rooms, I never even asked them questions. I have never spoken to these people. Like I said,
They don't chat in chat rooms. They'll go in every once in a while and they will say like a couple things. But I've never really seen them be chatty, like even in my chat. Like Chris has come in here one or two times and just said a few things, like a couple things, nothing like a lot, and then just, peaced out.
said, the only thing I've got is the messenger where Chris reached out to me to let me know that he was, back in the day when those people were talking about or impersonating Chris Proudfoot, and he came into the chat. He reached out to me to let me know that that wasn't him, and that's not true. So outside of that, and that's a contact he made to me, not the other way around, is the only contact that I've had with either one of them. And that was literally months ago. So it's clear that they're trying to distract from Sebastian's case. There's no other explanation for this. None whatsoever. Are you trying to keep Seth from getting his son? Oh, good gracious. Girl, we know you're not deserving that. Yeah, and it's all, and I cannot for the life of me, like it's literally a felony to lie about this stuff. And let them manufacture and intentionally manufacture proof before the court. That's even worse. Like this is like they don't mind lying under oath.
She didn't stop. She just threw a sweater on out in the morning for her new, she still got the black tank on. Yeah.
So, we have to look at that aspect because if they
did she change the glasses?
don't mind lying in a court, would they mind lying to law enforcement? If they don't mind lying to a court and literally doing underhanded stuff, literally breaking the law, committing a felony, then what else are they willing to do? Clearly these people have no problem breaking the law. They have no problem lying to a law enforcement or courts.
So the night before, she had no sweater on and no glasses.
So what makes us believe that they're going to be truthful about Sebastian? If they're willing to do all of this, you see what I'm saying? Hey, Kimberly, it's nice to see you. They want rid of everyone that is searching and bringing attention to Sebastian. They want the case to die out because they just want this child to be missing. They screwed up a lot, and they are very upset. Thank you, Kimberly. And Lisa, you got the gifted membership. Nice. Good morning, True Crime Addict. So Sebastian Rogers, for those that are just tuning in, is a 15-year-old.
Hold up. Did Betty just say congratulations on the gifted membership? Do you remember last night Betty said, I don't even have gifted memberships on my channel. And I told you she was a liar. And she just said, thank you for gifting the membership.
And they are very upset. Thank you, Kimberly. And Lisa, you got the gifted membership. Nice.
You got some explaining to do, Betty. Yeah. Betty, you man.
Good morning, True Crime Addict.
This is going to be fun, the Tennessee videos, because she did so much. Oh my Lord, she did so much.
So Sebastian Rogers, for those that are just tuning in, is a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and has not been heard or seen from since. And he was inside, according to his mother, inside the home with his mother. And apparently the whole home was locked. That's what she told law enforcement. She told the whole law enforcement that it was locked. Chris told everybody, if anybody's at that front door, there's going to be a figure or a shadow coming out of the front door. None of that existed that night or into the early morning or in the morning when law enforcement got there. They searched all the cameras. They've got the footage. There's no sign that Sebastian even walked out of the home. Not through a window, not through a door, not through the front door, back door, nothing. Okay? Oh, thank you.
They have zero proof that a car rolled out of the damn driveway carrying a body. Betty, does that make any more sense? Or does she think that Katie somewhat covert opt, put him on her back or something and did some Navy army stuff or, military stuff because she's in the military? Like, what does Betty think? I don't even want to know what Betty thinks, actually.
Kimberly, God bless you.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I know. What are they going to do when Silver starts digging this coming week? I have no earthly idea because he's already been digging, but apparently he should be careful because they will lie.
That's the guy that's out there just live streaming, digging up dirt.
Under oath to try to get him arrested, especially if he's getting close. So I doubt he has anything going on in Horn Lake. If they're not attacking him and they're only attacking me, then.
So are the cops have to do something with this? Because she just said that if he gets close, they'll have him arrested. Where does that make sense, Betty?
Clearly, he's probably outside of his because I don't think this child is anywhere near Memphis. I think this child is either in Hendersonville, Gallatin, or White House. That's if I had to bet money on it, that's where it is, because Chris wasn't in the Memphis area to get comfortable enough to do anything in that area. He had been there since like, I think January, and he was, excuse me, January, and he was gone by February 26th. So he had no time. I mean, he was working and going home, you know, except on some of the weekends. Most of the weekends he came home up until the event where CPS was involved. And then he just never came home again and basically told Katie, it's your son or it's me. Well, her son disappeared.
No, that's never been
And they're living their best life ever.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. That's all a lie right there. That's all of it is a lie. That's never been stated. That's never been said. That's never been done. It's a lot of lies in here tonight. I'm going to put the closed captioning on so you guys can really read the lies too.
And, you know, a lot of people, well, there are a lot of people. There's a massive amount of people that agree with that statement. And so it's just a little bizarre to me that obviously we're digging in a lot deeper,
Thank you,
you know, and I'm allowed to do investigative reporting.
Thank you.
I'm allowed to talk to people. I'm allowed to go places. I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want within the law. Just because they don't like that I'm doing it doesn't mean they can lie under oath. And furthermore, this was only a stunt, you know, and I have to think that somebody got in Katie's ear and tried to convince her that this was a good idea without playing the tape through. And they're like, oh, yeah, let's do this because, oh, she won't come. And I'll come anywhere for a court hearing. You're going to have to prove your damn case, lady. And I can prove for a fact, a absolute 100% fact you lied under oath. Because I've only been to Hendersonville, Tennessee one time. It was for filming and documenting purposes. I never talked to Katie. The only thing I did was drive by their house, which I'm allowed to do on a public roadway. I broke no laws, and I filmed while I was doing which is in the course of my business in my job title. So they absolutely 100% lied. And I bet you she failed to tell them that I'm reporting on her son's case. Like, this is a constitutional. If you look at it, it even says the only thing that they cannot do is if it's covered under the Constitution. With all of my work is covered under the Constitution. I have freedom of press. I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of assembly. So, and the only way, and I read everything that I could on ex parte order, she had to tell them that she was in fear for her life, that I was going to cause imminent.
Okay, bets. Hands-free Tennessee saving lives. Let's see here. What is the Tennessee hands-free law? Tennessee Code 55-8-199 makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or mobile device with any part of their body, write, send, or read any text-based communication, that's including a live chat room, Betty, reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, watch a video or movie on a cell phone or mobile device, and or record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. And they are going to include cameras in there, Betty. If you say, well, this is just my digital camera, they're going to say, Betty, come on. It's illegal in Tennessee.
Bodily harm or death to her. That's what she had to testify under oath to get that ex parte harassment and protective order.
And they felt like
that's what she had to attest under oath, is that I was an imminent threat to her personal safety and or life. And it's because I'm questioning, the pickle bag. We're questioning a lot of things, and they don't like it because we're digging a little deeper. I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm following the leads and following the case.
She really
and so they're trying to say that that's somehow, well, maybe that is.
She really does think she just strapped him on her back and just carried him out there. But, well, then why wasn't she seen on camera? Where's the Ring camera for her? That's a big, if you're putting a 15-year-old boy right on your back, I'm pretty sure that might get picked up on a Ring camera, right? Right? If we're saying, oh no, Sebastian didn't go out that front door because he wasn't seen on Ring camera. Well, I'm pretty sure if you put someone in a bag and have them hooked, oh my Lord, and then hooked on your back. Betty, where do you come up with this shit?
It's jeopardizing their life in all fairness.
And why would anybody want them looking for you? Because you're right there saying he's gone. I haven't heard any hope. I haven't heard any, like, we're going to find him, or, we think he's here because, we think he's been trafficked or something. You just you don't really hear her talk about him a lot. But when she does, it's like, all she does is talk about Katie and Chris. Like, she doesn't even talk about Sebastian.
Fairness.
Other than in the past tense.
Because when the truth comes out, I have a funny feeling they're going to be in a lot of trouble, and they are going to be facing heavy consequences because of their actions, related to Sebastian Rogers. So, but that's not the threshold needed. It needs to be for me, and that I'm not doing. So we'll find out how corrupt this county is very quickly, because it's my understanding that she's going to have to prove on the 8th that she has sufficient evidence.
Corruption
For grounds to continue this protection order. And there's no way, and like I said, unless she produces fraudulent information, there's no way she can possibly produce that. Now, and it is my understanding that they just don't extend it without just cause. So she's going to have to produce everything against me, and there's not going to be anything. They can't say a month ago, me driving by and filming in my car for the 3 or 4 times I drove by their house, that justifies harassment. There's no possibility of that, because that wasn't the intent. The intent is I'm recording this location because a crime was committed, and I'm doing it from public property, no different than news media. They can't prevent me from doing that. What a liar. Seriously wish there were more fearless women like yourself defending missing children and giving them a voice. Well, that's why I'm such a threat to these hate channels that protect these bad parents. Now, you know why they target me and me alone. They ain't targeting Dolly. They ain't targeting JLR, right? Because they don't get shit right.
We target you because you're easy. Like, Dolly may have the worst like thumbnails ever. He may just do like the worst clickbait in the world, but Dolly's not really doing too much to hurt anybody over there. He's not leaving his home. He's just chilling there. You know what I mean? He's just over there in his little dungeon that he's in. You, my ma'am, are out talking about weapons and buying more weapons, and it's not a good look, Betty. It's not a good look for you there, dear. JLR, he's not even doing anything really with this case anymore. Like, he's moved on, just like you should, Betty, from JLR too.
They target me because we do our due diligence. I told you we have a high batting average on this channel, even though they've lied to all their audience about that for a really long time. We do, like I said, I used to work for lawyers. I mean, I've done a lot of different types of investigations. I'm a little rusty on my legal paperwork, but I'm learning as relearning as I go, I guess I should say. It's not like riding a bike, okay? I can tell you that. Because I'm the one that's the most fearless. And I think that it's because she hates Seth so much. And I think that's what it is. It's because I'm, Team Sebastian. And Team Sebastian is basically Team Seth, because Katie and Chris haven't done anything.
Because she hates Seth so much. I don't think Katie hates Seth. I think Katie is just dealing with Seth until she doesn't have to deal with him anymore.
Thing for the boy, So Team Sebastian is just definitely not Chris and Katie. Team Sebastian is 100% Team Seth. And probably drop it or
I think that if Katie didn't have somewhat of a good heart, she wouldn't allow her husband, Chris, to help get Seth a job. And then when Seth wanted to quit, he didn't want to do the training. Chris said, no, you get your butt back in there and you do it, for Sebastian. So he pushed him to get that job. He helped them get that place that he's staying in. I'm pretty sure if Katie didn't like Seth at all, she would be like, you're not helping him at all. Because why help him? Why help Seth get better when you could see Seth just decline and you could just keep your kid? The court's not going to give, Sebastian to somebody that doesn't have a job, doesn't have a home to stay in. Think about it.
They'll look ridiculous. Well, it doesn't matter. She's going to end up trying to fight it as much as she can, because she's going to need to try to keep it going, because now.
Personally, if that was my ex, and I wouldn't help him that much. Nope. Nope. Wouldn't do it. Sorry.
I've already threatened them with legal action, and I'm planning on pursuing legal action against them for these false claims. Not only, and everybody's saying, oh, I have a warrant for my arrest. No, that's not even it. It's basically if I violate, and that's it again, this warrant thing says her name and her description. So, and I don't care what Nick says, but until I see who is on that paper, I don't know who's involved. We're just taking pieces here and formulating an opinion. And if for any reason she is the one behind this protective order, she's got herself a problem. If Chris is on there too, then he's going on the complaint as well, because that's what it comes down to. They lied under oath. There's no possibility that I have done anything close to harassment of them at all. I'm sorry, but I could knock on their neighbor's door and it still not constitute harassment. I have to physically harass them. I have to put them in jeopardy of their life, which I've never done in my life. I have never put anybody in jeopardy of their life.
I've never been accused of it in 45 years. And then all of a sudden I turned my life over to God 10 years ago. And now I become this massive criminal that's going to stalk strangers when all of my past history, it was related to alcohol and drugs and domestic related stuff. But now I'm all of a sudden in 45 years, I'm just going to start harassing innocent people or strangers. Come on. I've never been
This
accused
ain't
of
the
this in my
first time. This ain't the first time. This ain't the second time. This ain't going to be the last time.
life. Yeah, I'm the one going the hardest and spooks them. Well, they don't have to watch.
Going the hardest on what? The freaking Holiday Inn buffet in the morning, the breakfast buffet. Is that what you're going hard on? Because Betty, I haven't seen you go hard on anything but some yogurt and some beef jerky in the hotel room.
You know, that is their choice
But
to watch my commentary.
correct me if I'm wrong.
So I'm sorry if they feel threatened by my commentary from Florida. Still does not rise to the necessary threshold for a protective order in Tennessee. Like, she literally had to tell them that she was in fear of her life. That is my understanding from everything I've read. I'm not a domestic partner to her. I have never SA'd her. I've never, so these are all the requirements. I've never cyber stalked her. I've never made phone calls to her. I've never made emails to her. Like, I've literally made no contact to this lady. I've never physically seen this lady in the flesh. She's got a huge threshold to meet. And what she just did was a felony. So again, Chris and Katie do not mind lying under oath. They do not mind lying to law enforcement. They do, and if they go before the court, they clearly don't mind lying to a judge. And so this is going to majorly backfire on them at some point. But as far as the warrant, there's no warrant. If they see me in Tennessee, they're not going to arrest me. I have to know who has the protective order, which I don't right now. And two, I have to violate that protective order after knowing about it. And that's when they have an automatic right to arrest me. For me being in Hendersonville is not an arrestable offense. For me being in Gallatin is not an arrestable offense. For me being in White House is not an arrestable offense. For me being in the state of Tennessee is not an arrestable offense. So they're literally lying to everybody about what is transpiring here. That means that if I go to her house, knock on her door, or come within whatever is in that, if again she's the respondent, or not the respondent, the petitioner. If she's the petitioner, then I have to willfully, knowingly violate that protective order, and they can immediately arrest. But right now, I've never been served. People are telling me it's Katie, but people were telling me just the other night it was somebody else. So until I see it, I don't know who it's from.
She could go see it anytime.
Exactly, Lori, 100%. They're just trying to get you to stop. So please do not. I'm not stopping. They can't force me to stop. I broke no laws.
Can't stop, won't stop.
You know, I can understand if they have an email from me, even just one. They have none, let alone something that constitutes harassment. They've never even told me not to contact them because I've never contacted them. The only person that has contacted me is Chris.
I want to see that. Prove that.
I'm not, no way, small town girl. They can serve me. They can serve me lawfully and through the exact process that's supposed to follow. That's exactly what they can do. All the rumors going on, CP tell all and dip to Louisiana. I heard he went to Louisiana. And you have the bio's dad's consent to search. I do. I have the full support of Seth Rogers. A missing child is public news. Everyone is allowed to talk about it. It absolutely is. But everybody knows that this is bullcrap. Everybody. The only people that are trying to capitalize off of it are the felony hate channels that protect,
I'm on a hate channel.
That's the only purpose of their channel is to protect the criminals. They protected the.
Hey, I don't protect criminals, and I'm over here playing you because you're ridiculous, girl. You're ridiculous. That even I had to speak out on it. Little old me. I don't know what my dog's doing, but
now they're trying to protect the proud feet.
Proud feet. Why do people say that? Every creator calls them that. It's Proudfoot. Their last name does not change with with your English, okay? If you're talking about the both of them, you don't call them the Proud Feets. Their name is still Proudfoot. I mean, are we comprehending that? Can we all say it together? Proudfoot. Proudfoot. Katie Proudfoot. Chris Proudfoot. Just saying. I'm just saying. I hear it all the time, and I'm like, are we kidding here? Look at her laughing.
Proudfoot.
Proud feet.
I guess my brain automatically made that plural. I'm sure glad we can experience the pleasure of having a normal child and running all over the place, buying Harleys when your baby's out there, unalived. Yeah, she's a crap mother. Are you going to put PO on everyone that's out there searching? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out, but she's going to have to produce a heck of a lot more than her feelings in court on the 8th. In my opinion, they just want to try to stop anyone supporting Seth and shut down anyone looking for Sebastian. That's 100%, Ginger Bell. That is absolutely 100%. They just, please stay safe. They are playing dirty. They are dirty. Their son is gone. He's been gone for 5 months. Everybody said he was going to magically appear as soon as Faith went home. Well, he hasn't magically appeared. Okay? So this illusion that they didn't do anything to their son is crazy. Nick Barris is the one that gave the world the video. He's the one that pointed out these 2 subjects, right? I've been commenting on those 2 subjects since Nick Barris dropped that video. That still doesn't constitute harassment. And you know what? At the end of the day, 2 lights came out of their home. 1 light went back. The next morning, the only person there was Katie Proudfoot. Again, if you were a teacher and we were in a problem-solving exercise right now, what would your deductive reasoning be on that?
Why would the cops say that it's not privy? It has nothing to do with the investigation. I don't see the cops doing that. Not at this stage in the game, this long, this far out. If those lights were something, if they were anything, they would release that, I feel like, to the public because it's already out there, and they would say, please help us find out what this is. That's my personal opinion. This is a missing child, Betty.
At the end of the day, all they did was just amplify the need for our gathering of voices. Nothing is stopping our gathering of voices. Even if I get arrested, the gathering of voices is going on. They can arrest me at the vigil in Clarksville on the 24th. We'll bond out. We're going to be at that gathering of voices. If anybody has opposition to it, it's an opposition against Sebastian Rogers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it doesn't change the fact it's a pig. You come there and protest against anything related to Sebastian. You are literally protesting against this boy. So don't sit there and try to use word salad or manipulate audience on exactly what it is. You are protesting against a 15-year-old missing boy because we're there for love while you're there for hate. Big difference. I was arrested for pulling in my driveway. My neighbor watched me pull in from work. Just about anywhere, hate her neighbors. Yeah, Ellie said I was harassing them and had me locked up 5 times. I would have had a civil suit against them. I would have done an emergency injunction. Yeah, as soon as I get this paperwork, we're going to be raising funds because I am going to get an attorney in Tennessee and we're going to go after the Proudfoot. Liarfoots.
So everybody get your pocketbooks ready. She'll take check, cash, or credit card, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal.
Because what they did is
don't send her super chats because YouTube takes 30 to 40% of that. That's what she'll say.
And they caused me damages.
Watch.
Because of it.
This is crazy.
But if it's her, she's proving her guilt even more if she's not guilty.
Betty, you want money so bad. You want money so bad. How much do we have to give you for you to shut up and go home? Because you're talking about suing left and right. You're talking about getting arrested and then suing the Proud. You're going to sue Katie because you got arrested, and you're going to say it was false. You were falsely arrested, and now this. I mean, how much money do you want? Because now you're taking up money for a lawyer fund. You just keep talking about money. Because I mean, maybe if we all chipped in $5, she'd just shut up and go home. I mean, I would do it. I would chip in $5 to get her to shut up and go home. Maybe that's what we need to start doing. Just start paying her to say.
Why would anybody want to stop anybody?
She wants to be like JLR, but she's just not.
Because they never wanted to spread awareness. They only wanted to appear to have spread awareness. They never wanted this case to get this big. They just wanted this boy to be classified as a runaway and start getting dust on the file. That's what they wanted for this case. The problem is their story doesn't make sense, and it's constantly forever changing. And then we find the Bowersox freaking vehicle out front of their house at 3:30 in the morning, allegedly. The Bowersox vehicle. It surely looks like it from the silhouette that matches up with a QX80. But again,
oh my gosh, there's no way.
My opinion.
You cannot tell what the hell is in that camera, those 2 little lights. You cannot tell what that is. No, Betty, you shut your face. No, that's a lie. Oh my gosh.
And it's a non-scientific rendering of their car in a simple overlay over the halo of the.
I hate overlays. I would wish I could take them all and just shove them up Betty's ass. I hate overlays.
Vehicle. And it seems to be a perfect match.
If you're around for
So no matter
if you're around for the Kylie Rodney case, you understand.
how you look at it, it's still my opinion and that I'm entitled to have here in America. You know, it's so funny that they're Navy. They're Navy. You know, many people don't realize. Well, many people do realize because you guys watch my channel. I'm from a military family too. I love the military, but they are absolutely trash. They should not have any benefits from our military. Our military are of good men and women, and they make our military look like crap. And I hope when push comes to shove, she loses all of her benefits from the military for this. She can't stand that her life isn't how she thought it would be. Exactly. They had pictured this whole, you know, just being able to live their best life, not realizing how many people would be gravitating to this case. And a lot of that is because of our commentary on it, you know, and a lot of it's the drama. And it wouldn't surprise me because this right here sounds like a very specific person's doing. And then I found that very specific person in and around that community, in and around about this time. So it makes me wonder if he wanted to set them up, if he is the one that gave them the advice to do this. Or if he gave you know, the hate channels this advice and they relayed that to them. And they thought this was a good idea because this person said this other criminal said so. Somebody didn't play the tape through. They know I'm very tenacious. And when there is a crime committed against me, I will fight. And this is so clear cut. And I've got so much overwhelming proof and evidence on my side that they're going to have some problems, some major problems. So like I said, I'm going to wait until I get my paperwork served to me at home. Again, it's going to be after the 8th. I mean, it just is what it is because I mean, I have traveling. I have documented traveling. Again, I told QB's attorney, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So he didn't send me or want to schedule hearings or anything while I was out of town. You know, so I coordinate with the attorney's office just to let him know if I'm going to be gone for like a week or two. It's just, you know, he doesn't respect me anyway, so it wouldn't really help. Usually, I'm surprised he wouldn't start, you know, bombarding me with paperwork when I'm out of town. But I think that looks bad or poorly upon the courts, you know. And not only that, but he has court hearings too and trials and everything else. And I don't think he wants to get into that with me because then if he did that to me, I'd start doing that to him while he's in the middle of a trial, you know, because it's just it's underhanded, but there's nothing wrong with it. They could do it, but at the end of the day,
if this lawyer comes after me, I'm just going to bombard him with paperwork. What? Are you kidding, Betty? You are so petty. Petty University graduated in 1979 from the Petty University.
They, you know, I report to him when I'm gone for any significant amount of time, just like he does to me when he had to go out of the country or something for like a week or two.
It's probably wrong on the day, the year.
He's going to be out of the country and what his days were. So can you go down? No, I'm not going anywhere. Absolutely not. Again, they can serve me.
I think someone was asking her, like, can you go down there like to check, you know, like be an adult. If you think that there's something out there, like a protection order on you, you would surely want to know, right? Like, I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. What's going on? If you're not guilty of anything. But nope, Betty, no, she said, don't even comment that.
When I get served, I'll know who is on that paperwork, and I will be served. So I'll wait until I see what's on that paperwork and then figure out where I'm going to go from there. Once I read
this is her way of grifting. This is her way of getting more views. So people had to come back and watch all of her lives to see if she would tell you in the next live.
They are hoping the case would be lost in the files in time. Keep on keeping on. You're doing great. Yeah. Betty, I sent Sonia the TCA on ex parte for people who aren't residents in Tennessee. Okay. Oh, like a pamphlet? That kind of helps. Okay, then I'll read that. People hating on anyone who is seeking the truth and doing everything in their power to help find a missing child is weak and acts by only cowards. Yeah.
She's not doing anything but spending her subscribers' money sitting in hotel rooms. Remind you of anybody else from like maybe the Idaho 4 case?
Well, I appreciate it.
Spewing crap.
Yeah, I seen that he's going back to Horn Lake with a shovel, but I really don't. I went there and I did. I spoke to a lot of people while I was in Horn Lake, and I was in Horn Lake. And one thing I can tell you is it doesn't sound like Chris was there long enough for anybody to even. He wasn't a rememberable person, you know. I've only found one gas station that's because the employee was there for quite a significant time, and he recalls Chris, but he told me it has been a really long time ago, months. He said months, and so that's when it dawned on me that Chris hasn't been back to that specific area in months. They're hoping, yeah. Kimberly, I wish I could put all your stuff up, and I'm running straight YouTube, so it won't let me. So the only way people can see it is in the chat. So I'm sorry, but thank you, Kimberly. I would say she's getting very scared. You're getting too close to the truth. I would say she's getting very scared, and you're getting, yeah, I agree. Thank you. I'll email it to you just so you have it as well. Okay, thank you, Nola's mom. It's the Tennessee Codes annotate. Okay, perfect. Well, it doesn't matter, no matter how you look at it. I'm sure you probably read it. You know damn well she's had to lie under oath. That's a felony. She intentionally and willfully lied under oath. And she did it maliciously.
We read it.
With full intent of the consequences, because it specifically states under there, under penalty of perjury, and it tells you exactly what the penalty of perjury is. And she still documented that. She still signed that document. Yeah, she's casual Christy. She's doing great. As soon as actually, it's probably about time for me to make a call to my mom, anyways. Check on her. The light that was.
Has anybody ever seen Betty's mom's house? Like, has anybody ever seen Betty go to her mom's home? Because I'm telling you, I just feel like Betty lives with her mom, and I feel like Betty's mom is with her in that house or something. I don't know. Maybe it's the decorations. Maybe she's just outdated or something. Maybe Betty is, but she's only 9 years. Well, wait. Yeah, like 9 years older than me. And her, I don't know. I'm telling y'all, I want to see her mama's house. She's done videos from her mama's. Okay. I'm just, she's outdated, then Betty, you outdated, girl. We got to fix up your stuff for you.
The door on the camper was not on a few weeks ago, and she'll have to keep lying under oath. Yeah.
I feel like she lives with her mom.
I do too. I don't love her. I love her as much as my grandchildren.
Me too, Cheryl.
But she's my buddy.
And if she does, I'm jealous. I am totally jealous. I still wish I had my mama around.
Thanks, Sam. No, I'm not going to stop. We're going to keep going down this. I just can't believe that they really were stupid enough to open themselves up to a civil suit, which is exactly what they've now got. So no matter how we work this is not going away for them. This is not going away for me.
Oh, great.
There's a lot of people doing a lot of dirty stuff, and they keep trying to do this because they want to help Queen Bee in her lawsuit. I truly believe that. And so they're making all this chaos to help her. And that's the only reason why they're doing it. So I'm going to get to the bottom.
This is two different cases, Betty.
Bottom of all of this.
Keep her out of this.
I do believe that this all is linked together because there's only one person trying to destroy me. And she's acquiring as many people to do it. And of course, she's the rooter for the Proudfoot. She's the one that has reached out to them or had somebody reach out to them when I was in town. She has actively and engaged publicly in trying to get me locked up. JLR has contact with T-Rab and all of them. He was just in the community not too long ago. And then all of a sudden this stuff goes off. And I'm sorry, this feels a whole lot like JLR. Okay. JLR is the kind of person that does this dirty stuff right here. And it's just awfully funny that this is what they've tried to do. So, it's time to call in your guard to duty. We will be there on the 26th if you give us the okay. Well, we're come one, come all, Marianne, because it's going forward one way or another. Like I said, I'm not going to.
What Miriam say? Now it's time to call in your guard, like bring in like the troops, like
to duty. We will be there on the 26th if you give us.
That's almost like the one person saying in the other creators chat, "I'll be with you till my everlasting breath."
Okay, well
don't ever say that to me, y'all in here. Don't you ever
come one, come all, Marianne, because it's going forward one way or another. Like I said, I'm not going to back away, and I will allow them to arrest me because at the end of the day, if I go to jail over this nonsense, over my constitutional rights, they will probably most likely be right behind me for lying under oath. That's completely disgusting. Leave Betty alone, seriously. Yeah. What do you think they did to Sebastian? Honestly, I don't know. I think if I had to give my opinion, my true-hearted opinion, I truly believe, it's kind of hard because all of this is starting to have a hint of premeditation, from her making breakfast to her having this huge day with him that was overexerting. There is those elements, the fact that.
First off, I thought that you're supposed to have breakfast. I thought breakfast was the most important meal of the day. But apparently if your mom makes you breakfast, be careful. Be really careful that day because she's going to unalive you. If your mom makes you breakfast, get the hell out of there. Run. Don't eat the breakfast. Don't eat it. The reason why that I'm sure Katie took him to do these things, and she probably does this every weekend that she hasn't, is so that when he gets home, he will sleep. Because a lot of people that are ADHD are high strung. We're high strung, and we need to get all of that nervous energy and stuff out. That's just what we need to do. Or when we go to sleep at night, it's going to be in bed, and we're just going to have anxiety. We're going to have nightmares. We're going to be anxious. We're going to be all the things. Like, just take it from me there. And the autism has a lot to do with it too. Like, a lot to do with it. Like, kids that are autistic or like ADHD, they need to work out all that energy and get it out of them. Because if you just try to sit them somewhere, they're going to go stir crazy. They're going to go nuts. They are.
This happened on July 26th. The fact that she seems to really gravitate.
My nephew, I'm ADHD and I have autism, but my nephew was ADHD as a kid. Like, and I saw like a kid actually like grow up with it. And he just always had to be out doing something. He still to this day is like that. He works 12 hours a day and he'll come home and be doing more stuff. Like, and my brother's the same way.
Toward the 26th. Do you notice that? She filed her divorce petition on February 26, 2016. Her son went missing 8 years to the date later on February 26, 2024.
Right?
She files this complaint on July 26th. We're doing this gathering of voices on August 26th. So the 26th seems to be a very pivotal day, a favorite day, if you will, for Katie. Must be a day of celebration for her because she seems to always want to do something to celebrate something on the 26th. Like, she thinks she's going to get me. It's going to be on the 26th, you know? It just seems awfully funny that this 26th date keeps infiltrating this case.
Twice.
Everything seems to happen significant in Katie's life on the 26th day of the month.
That's it. Twice.
It's a little creepy and cryptic, and I don't.
And technically, Sebastian could have disappeared on the 25th. She never checked on him that night. She heard a thud around 10:30. That was it.
No.
So technically, he could have went out on the 25th.
I don't think Katie knows where Sebastian is, but Petite, Proudfoot, sure that Chris does. Yeah, no, she knows. I think they put him.
She said that with such conviction.
Inside a mattress and moved him to the dump. That's interesting. He knew how thick concrete needed to be.
Inside a mattress.
She has PMS on the 26th. I don't know. I think the thud was the mother hurting him. I do too. But getting back to my theory, so we have a premeditation type of theory.
Then why would she say there was a thud if it was her doing it? Why? Why even say there thud? Why? I mean, Betty, you have no damn common sense. You have no common sense.
And we have
zero.
An oh crap factor type of theory, which is, something got heated and went overboard, and by the time everybody calmed down, it was too late. Okay. So I have two theories, but the situation is still the same, whether I think it was premeditated or just something blew up and went crazy just right then and there. I think that I don't think she that anything happened by knife or gun. I think she either smothered him or this is again my theory, or strangled him because he had a bruise on his Adam's apple. We learned from kids in school that he was acting weird days leading up to his disappearance.
Shut the front door. What kid? Someone tell me. No. What kid? What kid? There's no No, Betty. No. What kid? What kid? Does anyone know? Has anyone heard this? A kid said Sebastian was acting weird. I haven't heard that. Has anyone else heard that? I want to know. I want to know what Betty knows. Betty, what'd you just say?
This is again my theory, or strangled him because he had the bruise on his Adam's apple. We learned from.
So how would she strangle him and then he's alive again to take the picture? Is that what she's saying right here?
Kids and or gun, I think.
Okay. Because she's saying right now what she thinks happened to Sebastian. So Let me show you the picture. I had it pulled up and I accidentally must have taken it off. Okay. So I think it's just a shadow from this little boy's Adam's apple. That's my personal thing. I think it's nothing. But she's saying it's a thumbprint. So I want to show you guys. So his little neck, like right there, I think it's his Adam's apple coming in, like right there. I don't think it's a bruise. If Katie was and Chris were doing all these things to him, right? Why would she even take him out in public? Why? Why take him out? Why, Betty? Like, that's common sense. She could have just left him at home. I don't think it's a bruise. I don't see a bruise. I see like maybe a shadow from an Adam's apple or like nothing. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. Wish we had another picture from like right around the same time. This one's too young. I'll have to look through some of these because a lot of them he just looks so much younger. But yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's a bruise. And if it is, I mean, if it is a bruise, I'm sure Katie isn't the one that put it there or Chris, because I mean, like I said, why take him out in public if it's that big of it? She's going to say that it was a thumbprint, like meaning, you know, I'm gonna let my dog back in. I can hear her at the door.
She, either smothered him or, this is again my theory, or strangled him because he had the bruise on his Adam's apple. We learned from kids in school that he was acting weird days leading up to his disappearance.
I've never heard that. I'd love to know that. Because, I mean, that could go hand in hand with what I think happened to him. So, I mean, I never heard that.
And being very quiet and reserved and to himself and just not himself is what we're hearing. So I think that something like that happened inside that home. And then when it was done, Katie freaked out and called her husband and told him her story of events of what happened. And I think that they worked on the phone for the 3 hours to work out what they were going to do. And then after he hung up, I think Chris came and Chris and Katie both worked on removing Sebastian out of the house. And I think Chris thought he was out of the sight of the camera because of the way the camera is angled. It looks like where they would have parked, it wouldn't have been in the view of the camera. So somebody was intentionally trying to avoid that camera on that corner where they parked. But it picked their car up anyways, right at the very, like they were, if they were just one car length into the frame. Because remember the silhouette of the back of the vehicle hit right out on like literally the line of the.
This is all false. This is all fake. This is all not factual at all. This is all that she's saying from this overlay on a dark video. Don't believe anything of this. This is not factual at all. I repeat, not factual stuff coming out of Betty's mouth right now.
Frame. So they thought that they were out of the view of that camera. So somebody in that vehicle knew that that camera existed and knew that camera rolled. And they intentionally and willfully tried to avoid that camera, but they got their entire car in the view of the camera. And that screwed them up as well. And then you see the flashlights coming there. While you can't see images or anything like that clear, you can see that there are two separate individuals with these lights. And those two individuals, you have one going to the car first, and it looks like one kind of running after the other one. And when they both get there, they're there for 30 seconds or so, and they're off the camera. But the one starts heading back to their house, only one. And the other one gets in the vehicle and leaves. So it clearly wasn't Sebastian getting in the vehicle and driving off. Yeah. He doesn't have a driver's license, nor does he drive. So the second light couldn't have possibly been Sebastian because that person got into a vehicle and drove off. So you put all this stuff together and it's not looking good for them. Now we're talking about items missing from the house, such as her Army bag or her Navy bag or sea bag.
There's nothing missing from their home, except for maybe whatever investigators took and brought back. They have already been given their electronics back.
The sea bag is a very large item, and it can hold, and it's designed so a person can put up to XYZ pounds on their back and walk with their sea bag. So it's designed to carry heavy things for long distance. And I believe that that bag is missing from their house. I truly believe it's missing from their house. If not that, then definitely a suitcase. I'm sorry, I'm just not, and Seth knows, I know he hates me talking when I tell him my theories, but, in all fairness, these are my theories. I don't bode really with Seth's theories, but I want to support his theories because at the end of the day, I want to be totally 100% wrong about this case. But at the end of the day, the questions of this case are becoming more and more, and by Katie and Chris's actions, even from day one, have created even more and more scrutiny on them, disbelief on the public's part toward them, and they want to have somebody to blame, and so they're going to try to blame me for that. That still does not rise to the level of harassment. They lied under oath, and they absolutely stated she had to have stated under oath to get that ex parte protection order that I am an imminent threat to her of bodily harm and or death. That's what she had to attest to under oath. Okay? So I want to make sure everybody's well aware of what she would have been required to attest under oath in order to get that. And there is no possibility of me being a life-threatening danger to them. I haven't even seen them in the flesh, nor have I spoken to them or even attempted to speak to them. I gave them an opportunity months ago if they would like, and I said it publicly on my channel, if they would like to come up here, I would treat them with as much respect as I treated Seth and Tony when I gave them their first interview.
It does.
From encounters listening to Seth about Sebastian, I hate to say I feel like he would have run away and made an appearance if he was handed off. Unfortunately, I think something bad happened. Yes. Maybe the thud was her falling down. Interesting. But I think she did it, and I think she did it with her own hands. There was too many comments made about the mattress. Possibly there was
There's
a
no
third
damn mattress.
Ooh, maybe they had a mattress, threw that mattress away, and acquired a new mattress from their friend to replace that one. So if anybody had anything to say, they would have thought like that. Which makes it pre-med. Yeah.
Why would they get it off of a friend and have a witness? Why wouldn't they just go to the store and be sneaky and buy a new one, or like the Goodwill or something? You know what I mean? Why bring another person into it? It's like just if you just use your little bit of common sense. Betty wasn't blessed with that. She just wasn't. She wasn't blessed with that, and that sucks for her.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I feel bad for her. Somebody that doesn't have common sense, that's like a fish with no water to me. Like, I could not live if I did not have common sense. I would much rather have some common sense than be book smart if I had to choose. Luckily, I'm both.
Chris had to be involved because he wanted a divorce. If Katie acted alone, he would have already thrown her under the bus. Yeah. And he has made it very clear that he's the man of the house, and his job is to protect his family.
Absolutely.
Which he considered Faith, his mom, his stepfather, and Katie. He never
and Sebastian
considered Chris. He considered Chris the boy or Katie's son.
Chris, she's not even saying the names right. Is she on drugs? Rugs, I mean, allegedly, supposedly, in my opinion.
He considered Faith, his mom, his stepfather, and Katie. He never considered Chris. He considered Chris the boy or Katie's son. FBI agents need
Yeah,
to
she
get
said that ass
Katie and
backwards.
Chris properly investigated and interviewed. This is ridiculous. The mother was only person in the home with Sebastian. Let it make sense. Why is she even out? Exactly. Chris don't seem the type to have hand-me-downs. He doesn't. He's too bougie. They don't want Sebastian found. That's crystal clear. Absolutely. Interrogated separately. And I asked, listen to this, because when I went out.
The cost of living right now is ridiculous. What do you mean? Everybody needs help.
With Seth, we went to a Mexican restaurant. We were sitting there talking, and let me read that thing again because I was just thinking, and then I got sidetracked here. And I asked him if he had been interrogated, and he said he's been questioned. And I said, but did you go down to like an interrogation room at like their sheriff's office? And he said no. He said because he has an airtight alibi. And I said, do you know if they've been interrogated separately? He goes, he knows that he's been questioned in front of Chris and Katie, but he doesn't. And I kept saying there's no way they wouldn't have done interrogations on them separately at this point. But
freedom of speech isn't so free. Okay, you cannot talk about obscenities, harassment, commercial speech, defamation, incitement. You cannot use fighting words, threats, or false advertisement. Those are all under the no-nos. The no-nos. So just, just because like you can say it doesn't mean you can really say it.
I have to think, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if for any reason that be the case. I'm not sure. Curiosity got me. The numerology of 26 is about strength, discernment, and administration. It aims for harmony, appreciation, and love through subtle control. That's weird.
That is weird.
Good morning, Oma. Who said that there was a bruise on the throat? Is this fact or just a story? No, this is the picture. So Carrie, on the Optimum picture, I don't know if you know what the Optimum. It's the last photo that Sebastian had that his mother took of him, and it was when they were at Costco on February 24th. So February 24th was Saturday. Okay. And their eventful day was Sunday. Well, the day before at Costco's on the 24th, Saturday, the 24th, there was a picture Katie took, and this is of Sebastian smiling. He's got a drink and a huge slice of pizza that kind of hung over his plate. And she took that picture, and right on his Adam apple is a clear thumbprint bruise on his throat. It is clear as day.
I don't see it.
I wish I had green screen on YouTube, but I don't. I only have that on TikTok, so I can't just push it up here and show you where it's at. But there you can clearly see, and I'm very familiar with shadowing because I do a lot of filming because it's my job. And so you can clearly see that the light is up and over.
You're not hired.
You can clearly see the angle.
All these people that call this a job, like, you know what I mean? You're not hired. You're not hired. You're not hired. I don't know.
Like you see how my angle here of the lighting,
she must make pretty decent money if she's staying in a hotel though every night.
Tells you what direction the light is from me. Okay, so you can see that, and you can see what is shadow, and there's still a brownish yellow bruise right there on his Adam's apple. It's brown, and it's got, if you look close, it's got a little bit of yelling. So it had been there for a little minute. It was already in the healing process. The concrete comment from CP led me to believe he's under concrete. Well, that could account for, hours. You got to remember we're missing him for 10 solid hours. They clearly see you as a threat, so keep digging. Katie, shame on you claiming to be a victim. The only victims are Sebastian and you taking Seth's son away from him. The truth will come out. Where can I find the picture? And
She didn't take Seth's son away from him. If Seth had if the courts wanted Seth to have Sebastian, that's where he would be. But he's not. As of right now, he's, we don't know where he's at, but he was with Katie. He was with his mom. He lived with his mom. He lived with his stepdad. I don't think that his home life was bad. I don't think it was bad at all. I think, yeah, he had a stepdad that probably was a little bit, strict. I don't think it was in a bad way. I think it was in a just a structured way, a way that they could do.
And proof it was abuse. Thanks.
A lot of kids would do a lot for structure in their home. A little bit of structure,
just the way you comment on that, no matter what we produce to you, I doubt you'll ever believe abuse. I mean, there's literally CP records that state and outline that Seth has. I have not been privy to see them because he's not allowed to show them. But from the description that's described is that there was multiple incidences in that house.
She's not allowed to know anything, but now she's going to go on and say there was multiple incidences and all this crap. This is all false.
Multiple, not one, not two, multiple incidences.
This is all false.
Where CPS was investigating.
So Seth told her this then. So he broke the law. For her to know this information, she would have had to find out from Seth. So Betty, you're telling us right now in your tired stupor or whatever you're in, that Seth gave you CPS records. If you supposedly know all this and this is all true, we're going to go off Betty. We're going to play on her words. She's saying this is true.
For abuse. Multiple.
Okay. So Seth told you.
The problem is I wonder what Chris and Katie say, because they have a document on record of Sebastian self-harming. And this has been my question from the very beginning. One of the very first videos that I stated was, is it possible that Katie and Chris have been hiding abuse by just saying that he did it to himself? And I truly believe that that is the case. Good morning, Beth.
Wouldn't they have found him by now? If they were going to say that Sebastian unalived himself?
I believe soon something is going to break and people will be arrested. Justice for Sebastian.
That's the truth. It's going to be Betty.
Threat for sure for the truth to come out, and they don't want that. What cases have you solved? What cases have you solved? I mean, I don't solve cases. I'm not a detective. I research cases. I advocate for victims of crime.
No one wants you to.
I do investigative reporting on these cases. What?
Raise your hand if you've ever been a victim and wanted Betty to be your advocate. We've all been a victim of something. Do you want her to advocate for anything? I wouldn't advocate for her to hold a penny.
And if you really want to know something about it, one, we did find Gabby Petito's water bottle. And two, we did find, what was that lady's name in Pasco County?
Nerve.
The one the Colin Knapp. What was her name? I remember the assailant, Colin Knapp. We pointed the neighbors into the specific location of that lady. The only reason why we couldn't go back there and find her is because of a freaking swamp. And at that time, I had no wading gear. And there were literally water moccasins in the pond that I had to go across to get to it because it was on the back of his house. So
I'm not supposed to be
we
there.
don't solve cases. We help bring answers to cases. We help advocate for cases. And I get so sick and tired of people getting it twisted in an effort to make themselves feel better. We're very effective, I can tell you that.
Like getting arrested. Making it so people can't die inside their home.
Day one.
Couldn't even stay at home with hospice. They had to leave their home because of Betty.
It's clear what happened. Shame Ellie haven't done the investigation properly. I think they waited too late to get critical information. Just my personal opinion. None of your business. My husband, who is LE in Tennessee, has explained an ex parte to me last night when I showed him. He feels it's not a protection order, but we will see.
And it is a protection order.
I would think I would think concrete, just because the criminals need to find new ways of hiding such things, since he will.
Are you freaking kidding me? Do you know how long it takes concrete to dry and pour it and spread it? And oh my, are you guys? Who are these people in her comment section? Actually, you know
Never be
what?
found.
Oh,
Well,
the comment
somebody was
section's
also
it's turned off where I would look because I really need to know who these people are.
talking to me about, grave digging and how long it
Concrete.
takes to manually dig something deep enough, and
Right.
it could take, many hours.
Always the
Someone
YouTubers
said
finding
you
it.
said you were bringing. I've never said. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't. I've made it very clear. I don't travel with my gun. I've said that from day one. Who's saying that? That is a flat out lie. And not only that, I'm licensed.
Hold on. We got to write this timestamp down real quick here because tomorrow we're going to need it. Just need to get my little Post-it note out here. Okay, 48, 49. Because when she was in Tennessee, you're gosh darn right, she said she was going to bring her weapon and she was going to stick it in her bra. And then she said she was going to buy a new one. And at the sheriff's office told her to, and she was going to buy a new one and she was going to have a GoFundMe to get the new one.
To carry a concealed weapon. I'm allowed to by law. And not only
your
that,
bra.
but every single state I go to is open carry. It doesn't matter. I can bring it anywhere. I can say I'm bringing it anywhere. There's not a damn thing anybody can do about it. I lawfully possess my firearm and went through proper training to do so.
Her voice is getting really high. She's getting upset. She get mad. Don't take away her right to bear arms.
And I am bringing a machete. Just because I'm bringing these things, I've never threatened anybody with them. I bring the machete because I'm going to be out in the woods.
Why even say it, Betty? What?
I can bring whatever the hell I want to. The bottom line is there has to be an intent of bodily injury. I don't bring my gun, and I've explained it. My gun is too old, and it's too heavy. It's not conducive for carrying it on my person. I need a 380 or a short nose like 9mm.
That's too big of a gun for
But
you,
this
Betty.
idea that somehow I'm a criminal because I
That's
carry
too big
it,
of a gun for you, Betty.
I'm lawfully allowed to. I literally went through extra training than the normal person to get my concealed weapons license.
I've been arrested 42 times. I know how guns work, right? That really 42, I believe. 40 or 42. Arrested.
And I don't know if you haven't realized this, but in America, we're allowed to defend ourselves with bodily harm if somebody threatens us with bodily harm. If somebody comes up to me and makes me fear in jeopardy, I have to give them a warning. And after that, I mean, I'm not even required to give them a warning if it's an imminent threat. So this whole thing that people are so offended by guns, like I'm literally in the state of Tennessee where it's open carry here.
So you are in Tennessee.
Everybody has one.
So you've been there twice when you said you've been there once. It's your second trip.
Who would say they heard a thud and think of saying a thud unless the mind is triggered by the thud? Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, Katie probably does wonder what the hell that was now, looking back on it. Of course she does. Of course she does. Who wouldn't?
Siri told CP 3 hours and 37 minutes. That is exactly what they said. So do I want him found? It's been long enough. He needs justice. Absolutely, Rodney. Hey, River. I didn't even see River's comment. I want him found. Yep. So they can keep doing this. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to hinder me because at the end of the day, they're going to be the one holding the bag for all of their BS. And they're going to have to own it because their names are all over it. And they signed under oath.
How many live streams has Chris and Katie done? 0? On Betty, 0?
Betty, you don't have to explain anyone your actions. We know you didn't do anything. It's because you speak the truth and are getting close to getting the truth.
Oh my gosh, these people need
and
to
I just
go
want to be very, very
retire.
ultra crystal clear.
Get off
I'm going to pull a
YouTube.
crystal clear, Chris. We are moving forward with the gathering of voices.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to go plant a garden, catch a hobby, grab a book, get off YouTube. But someone needs to hear it.
On August 26th. Got flyers and bracelets. Oh, yay. So that means all the people on that list must have gotten them. So if you haven't gotten your package and you were on the list.
It was like 9 people she sent out a little bit of flyers and a bracelet to. What is that going to do, Betty?
Get the flyers and the bracelets. You should be receiving them in the next day or so if you haven't already. Sandra seems they minimize, right? I didn't realize the Proudfoot's connection. CP looks like a fat mushroom with zero personality. He is. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna wait until I get served. But once I'm served, that's it. Because that I'll have plenty of time. It doesn't really matter because I really don't care. With QBs, she's screwed no matter how we look at this. And she can keep fighting it, but eventually my complaint's gonna go through because it's just modifying it. And even if this goes away, he's gonna give me probably 30 days to amend.
I think it's her phone stand. I thought she was shitting herself.
But even if he makes me fighting it, but eventually my complaint's gonna go through because it's just modifying it. And even if this goes away, he's going to give me probably 30 days to amend. But even if he makes me refile, it's $306 to refile. Her ass is grass. The next, if this doesn't go through, which I think it will, because they already acknowledged that I have standing for at least one ground. They've already acknowledged that openly on their last thing. So we're going to be going through. We're now going to be officially in a court proceeding. And so it's going to be firing fairly quickly, but it's not going to stop me from going after Chris and Katie. And exactly why, because theirs is so easy. It's so clear on its face that it's worth me getting an attorney for Tennessee. And not only that, they've got assets that we can attach to. Clear assets. I sure wish teachers could have talked to Sebastian. I think teachers did, because it's from my understanding the teachers reported this stuff to law enforcement.
No, they didn't. Betty.
Jay and the rest of these creators are just horrible, especially after threatening to kill his family. I'm literally crying after that. Yeah, well, they're idiots. But you know what? They ran with a story without factually checking it out or doing any due diligence or fact finding. So it's just like them to do that. Like I told you, they manufacture stories. And they lie to their audience to manipulate them. This is a perfect example. You guys just watched all of this stuff of everybody telling you guys all this information for a click in the view and how I'm going down. And here I am, hi, sitting in Tennessee. And guess what? Nothing, right?
Because they can't find you.
Nothing. Still here, still unarrested, still unobstructed. Justice for Sebastian and crying comes soon.
Still unobstructed? That doesn't even make sense.
Betty, do you need flyers printed? I can do it and get them out. Seth, oh shoot, I forgot to get the flyers from Seth. Damn it. Seth had just bought a whole thing of new flyers, and he actually bought a whole thing of new wristbands. The new ones are glow in the dark. They're really, really cool. He designed them himself, and I don't want to know what he paid for them, but I don't know, somebody that does the wristbands know how much these things cost for packages. I don't know how many per package. He had like 3 packages filled to the gills. So, there is that.
They're under $1 to make.
She's protecting her weight problem and relationship problem on Sebastian. She's stalking. Yeah, and that's going to be another thing. They're going to have to explain why Terry Bowersox was seen in my video following me around for 30 minutes. They're going to have to explain all of that, because it's clear. And they're going to have to explain why I called the cops 2 times I was here for harassment, and specifically referenced them. And I've got body cam footage of that can be requested. So it's very clear that I have, like I told you, that's why I make my paper trails where I make.
It could be as low as 15 cents for a wristband, silicone.
For this nonsense right here, I have records that I can literally go and request from public records and get this
glow in the dark,
and I can produce that in court to prove my
51 cents.
My point. Like Katie has lied through her teeth. We all know that. So there's no point in even addressing it. This is to take away from her own son, avocation for her own son. She's a piece of shit. Excuse me, preachers. But I got to call it like I see it. And she's a piece of shit. And you guys can pray for her ever-loving soul, but I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. I'm a Christian.
No, you are not,
I'm one
man.
of those Christians that need Jesus every day. I will tell you that.
Oh,
I'm a Christian, but I'm one of those Christians that need Jesus every day. I will tell you that.
That doesn't make no damn sense. We all need Jesus every day. We talk about that.
Oh, thank you, Sweet Jones. It's nice. What is it? I'm trying to see it, catch her name off, and it won't let me. It just says Sweet Jones. That's all. That's all. If I don't know what it is, I'm so sorry. What is it? Yeah, it is Sweet Jones. Okay, I did see it. It didn't catch it completely off. Gifted 1 Bullhorn Betty membership and 10 of Tartan paint. Received the gifted membership. Other people
Gifted Betty?
have footage of Terry Bowersox following you and harassing Bowersox following and harassing them too. Exactly. So we've got everything on our side in this case. I mean, they're screwed, literally screwed. So, well, like I said, I'm not at this point. I know the law is on my side, and we'll find out how how their Sumner County courts are going to roll, because she's got to produce a hell of a lot more than what she has to continue this protective order. And when I get served then, and it doesn't matter, because even if this hearing goes away, they're going to still most likely still serve me the package, even though it'll be late. And they have to provide service to the courts that I was properly served, which they can't do until I'm back in Florida. So when
As of right now, her court date's still the 8th.
I get back in Florida, hopefully they'll go ahead and come by after I'm back, and they drop the paperwork off, unless they had to submit it back into the court record for the 8th to say that they were unable to serve me. I don't know how that process works, because again, I've never dealt with it, but it doesn't really matter. I've looked at the elements needed to establish harassment. I've looked at every legal possibility, and there's no they're literally, the only way that they were able to get this is lying through their teeth. So she just committed a felony. Bullhorn Betty did not.
That's not even a felony. Hold on a second.
I looked at the second generation from 2017 until now on Google Maps.
Wait,
They got a
I
new
think- I
rock
think it is.
mound in an interesting spit this year. A bunch of hidden items in the woods now. Interesting. Well, people.
It is a felony. She's right. I was just double checking. But hold on one second. I don't know if you guys heard that. That's my dog. She just tried to break into the room. Let me let her in real quick. Hold on.
They bring up, I think it's awfully funny to be in this community and have in Gallatin, right next to second generation, a fire, and then all of a sudden we have a house exploding. Now, I'm not saying the two are related by any stretch of the imagination, but that's some really crazy stuff that goes on in a community that only has 50,000 people. They have a criminal element in that community. Go get coffee this morning. Thanks for all. Oh, thank you, love. I appreciate it. If you in Tennessee just don't feel it's over you, I'm 90% positive that I'm not going in. They can. Let me make this very ultra crystal clear
She's
for
scared
everybody
she'll get
here that wants
arrested.
me to go to that department. I'm not going to search for it. They're required to serve me under the law. Okay. My service address is in Florida. I am not in Florida. Clearly, an attempt to service me was unsuccessful in Florida. Now I'm in Tennessee, and the only way, from my understanding, that they can serve me or arrest me is if I am anywhere near Katy, which I'm not and never have been. So again, I'm not going to search for something because somebody on YouTube tells me to go search for it. This is a legal process. I'm going to let the legal process follow the way it's going to follow, and I will address it in due time, the way it's supposed to be addressed in due time. But I can tell you, Chris and Katie are going to be civilly sued at this point. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They are absolutely going to be civilly sued by me. And it's going to be an abusive process, among other things. And I'm going to make sure that it's clear on the court record they have no problem lying to a judge and no problem lying to law enforcement. So what makes us believe that anything they said to a judge or to a law enforcement related to their son is true, accurate, or correct? Because they don't care about lying. They don't care about committing felonies, and they don't care about lying under oath, clearly. I wouldn't go there either. It's their job to get that to you, not you go looking for it. Exactly. CP is getting fuel, waiting at Worsley's 4 or 5 a.m. to open the car park. Takes Sebastian, gone 17 hours. CB stays. with Katie. Seth turns up at 1008, sees CB. Yeah, I'm still trying to find out because nobody's been able to tell us where Chris was or what day Chris left the house. That's important. People are also stating they don't believe Chris was at Yogi Bear campground, that's why they moved their camper there to throw people off, that he was actually staying at another campground. So when I go back, I will be going to all the campgrounds in the area to see where Chris was specifically staying at the time of Sebastian's disappearance, and see if I can make heads or tails that way. I think it is, Sandra. So Sandra says, by them trying to get this order of protection, they are showing they're guilty of unaliving Sebastian and doing something with his body evil. I believe so. I believe that this is very indicative of that. I'm sorry, but at the first hour where the dogs didn't find any evidence of Sebastian leaving out of the house, the runaway theory is proven not to exist. So it's assumed immediately turns into foul play. Yeah. And that's why they're not cleared. And Chris is so hot under the collar that he can't get cleared. Well, you can't get cleared because nobody can account for your whereabouts, dude.
Just like Seth.
And your story keeps changing. Every time somebody
like
asks
Seth.
you, well, if this is the case.
His story hasn't changed. Chris's story has not changed. So Betty, throw that out the window. Seth, now, we've heard a lot of stuff come out of his mouth. Lots of interviews, lots of things.
What about this? And then all of a sudden your story changes again. And then your story changes again. And then
It
your story
hasn't changed
changes
at
again.
all.
I'm sorry, but I can tell you exactly where I was, what I did yesterday without needing to rechange my story 15 times.
You didn't go through something traumatic though, right, Betty? You look like you did. Hell, you look like you were hit by a car.
I didn't see any, like he could have, like right across the road, there's like a shed place, there's a BP and a Chevron, but I can promise you, I probably wouldn't park there for any extended period of time. I mean, it's okay, but I can see after midnight at night, it being, there could potentially be problems because those stores aren't open after midnight. In my opinion, he came home and got Sebastian, moved him somewhere during those 17 hours. Why can't LE do more? Well, we don't know what LE is doing, and we don't know what evidence they've gotten in so far. I know immediately they would have had some phone records. So the phone records would have come in like almost immediately. They would have been able to pull the history, but the stuff from the phone carriers, the turnover is a lot quicker than, say, Google searches. Google searches and like their Google activity, that could take months to get in. Different places like social media or anything like that, if they're like wanting to find their location and stuff like that, that could take longer. I think the RTT stuff does not come back with their phone records. I think that's another process that takes even longer. What is RTT? RTT or RRT, I can't remember what it is rapid response. It's something, but it tells you the distance that your phone is from a tower. You know, so if you're on like this tower, it tells you you're on this tower on this side because it's a triangle. So you only have 3 sides. And so you're on the tower on this side of the tower and you're, 5.43 miles away from the tower on this side. It tells you it tells you the location, but I don't think that would come in right away either. Interesting. So Callie says, Betty, someone posted comments to me that.
Who was that saying that? Tim McGraw, that Indian Outlaw song? I'm over here. It's in my head now. Why did you do that to me? Brandy wants to she acts like an outlaw. That's all I needed to hear. And I'm over here going, I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokean. I don't know the rest of it, though. That's all I know. Something. My baby, she's a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind. You know what I'm talking about. I'll look the song up.
Chris's camper was parked at St. Jude's Construction on February 25th, and on the 26th, he was ordered to remove it. Interesting. Let me take that. I'll have to find that out. I did not know that.
Here we go. Now I can
Because
see
I
the
don't see
lyric.
campers being able to stay on the property there. It's highly regulated in that area. But I'm saving your. Okay, you guys didn't hear what sorry, I had to screenshot that. But I don't know how true that is because there's no campers staying at St. Jude's. They have they're like the corporations, they have like buildings. They're not buildings, but they're like mobile units that are sitting in a parking lot, but they're like office units. And one of them is it looks like it's it must hold supplies in it because it's a long metal, like tractor trailer thing that's on the ground there. But there's no campers from employees staying on the St. Joseph's job. I don't think they would be permitted or allowed to do that. Nobody's living on that job. None of the employees are living on that job. Why would they have all these hundreds and hundreds of employees that are working there? And there are quite a few of them, and only allow Chris Proudfoot to stay on St. Jude's property. And it's right downtown Memphis. Like there's no room to park it on the road. And inside the gated area of parking, like I said, there's those mobile like office buildings, and then the crate, that's the big long crate that looks like it came off an 18-wheeler, is sitting there as well. But no RVs, no campers. There's no, I don't think that's accurate. SCP's car at her house, show car at 10:30 was Chris at her house, was with Katie before 10:30. I don't think Chris got there until after, I think it was after 1:30. I think it was after 1 that Chris got there, not 10:30. So what had happened is Katie was there with Kathy Bowersox. Chris is the one that reached out to Seth while he was at work by text message, knowing he's not allowed to have his phone on his person. So he would never even have gotten that text message until after he got off work. And then I think he called Chris back, but at some point they said Chris is like, don't be mad, but your son's missing. And so Seth went directly.
That tells me that Seth gets mad a lot.
From his work, when he found that out, directly over to Katie's house. And when he got there, he said it was like, a madhouse there, a bunch of cops everywhere, people searching. And that Katie and Katie's mother-in-law, Kathy, were there with him. And I even asked him, was there anything looking back on this event that seems out of place or odd to you? And Seth in the interview stated that, yes, something did look out of place and odd. It was the conversations that they were having there while his son was missing, he felt was inappropriate. And when I prodded a little bit more, we come to find out that they're talking about selling jewelry and going on vacation, which is absolutely 100% inappropriate when you have a child that's missing. You've never had a child missing in your life, and you're just sitting there relaxing, shooting the breeze with your mother-in-law like it's normal Sunday.
I don't think that's what they were doing at all. Come on now.
The police didn't.
This woman, I don't think, has ever been through anything traumatic in her life. And if she has, she's fooling me. She looks like it, but she doesn't act like it.
Secure the crime scene to collect evidence. When they couldn't do much, in my opinion. Yeah, we're going to have some problems with that, I truly believe. Michelle Vincent, thank you so much. Jen Trucks just received the gifted membership from Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. So KP was there. No harassment, but your stalking chat snacks. I mean, Sasha, you're funny. America VA says, I heard Sebastian will be found in the fall of October in a ditch at their home with initial number of 77. Interesting.
Why would you even read that comment? She just took a picture of it.
Doing jack crap covering.
Is that what that was? Did she just take a screenshot of that? Hold on.
Evidence of 7-7. Interesting.
She did. That's weird.
Ellie isn't doing jack crap, covering evidence and standing down. I don't think that this we can't blame Katie's felony, what she's willing to do to try to stop as a ding on Sumner County. Sumner County's not doing this. Katie Proudfoot is doing this. So I, in my opinion, need to give Sumner County an opportunity. Like, they have to follow the law just like anybody else. And Katie's the one that's not following the law. And even if she's not following the law, when she gets things done, they still have to follow the law, and it still has to go through a court process. At the end of this,
I'm going to go and hang out with Katie, because apparently you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. You can just do it all. You can do everything, and you won't get in trouble with the police. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to go hang out with her. I'm going to ask her if she'll come with me, and we'll go some places, and I'll commit some robberies, some couple bank heists. Because if I'm with Katie, I won't get in any trouble, right?
It's not going to.
That's what I'm getting
They're going
from
to
her.
have themselves some major penalties for the shenanigans. So again, I'm not really worried about it. Even if I get arrested, it's so what. But from my understanding, they can't arrest me unless I'm anywhere near her, which I've never been anywhere near her. So there's no possibility of me being arrested. I've never even physically laid my eyes on this lady. So I mean, that should tell you I'm absolutely unconcerned of an arrest. These people are trying to make it sound more than it is. It's not. I'm sitting here in Tennessee right now. There's not a damn thing anybody's going to be able to do about it. The worst thing that they're going to be able to do is have me serve the paperwork here, which I don't even think they can without having to go through another subpoena. They have to reissue the subpoena, and that's going to take days because the subpoena is going to my house. The paperwork's going to my house. So to be honest with you, I'm unsure how this is going to work. I mean, it's not like you can just go boom, 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 and all of a sudden this is done. I mean, it's a legal process. So these people are lying to you. They're wasting their time trying to follow me and track me down and everything else because they're not going to be able to. I don't think they can be able to serve me, but we'll find out. And if they serve me, we'll deal with it when it gets here. Either way you look at it, they lied under oath. So I've got the law on my side. They don't. I mean, at the end of the day, that's where we're at. So I'm perfectly fine. Absolutely 100% fine. And I've got so much overwhelming evidence in opposition to all these allegations that they're screwed. Literally screwed. I can prove where I've been. And this is all to take away from their son having advocacy for them. Or they just want to look any more guilty than they already look. I don't see what their end game is. I don't know who thought that this was okay, but they look guilty as shit. And for the people that didn't think they looked guilty as shit now truly do believe that they look guilty as shit more so than ever. Eric Craddock makes my hair stand on end. He's running for sheriff. The sheriff of the county now is done. He's not running for re-election. And quite frankly, I don't think if Eric Craddock dropped the ball on this, then he has, he's not taking responsibility for that. But when I was talking to the major, he told me that they are taking this very seriously. So when I hear a law enforcement agent tell me that, then it's hard for me to say they're not, because this is a missing kid, an autistic missing kid. If they didn't really have some type of meat to the bone, they wouldn't be taking this very seriously. Okay. Trust me, they use certain language. Again, people that need to pay attention to it. But anyways, we're over an hour. I've got to get my day started, and I'll be back later today, probably later tonight, to chat with you guys, and we'll see you guys soon. So God bless you, and rock it out with your coffee beans out. But just know that I'm okay.
She's okay, guys. She's okay. Thank you, Sparrow, for gifting out memberships. That's so nice of you. That's so nice. I was actually just reading something from another creator about, I guess someone had sent them PayPal, and the person that sent the PayPal, they decided they wanted the money back, so they just claimed it as fraud. And I just read that up on my screen. And I was like, oh my gosh, don't let that happen to me over here. And then I get gifted membership. So I must be doing something right over here. I don't know, man, people are crazy on them streets. People are crazy on the YouTube streets. I've never been in a community like YouTube. Like I've worked in malls. That's like when I don't know if you've ever worked in a mall, you'll know that's like its own community right there. You know, it's like a town inside of a town. I've lived in different cities. I've lived in different towns. I've been around different people, but I've never met people like you meet in the YouTube community. Also TikTok, but it's its own community compared to YouTube. It's just different. I like YouTube better personally. The people on TikTok are ruthless. They're just mean over there. They're mean. They're really mean. Yeah, go get checked. Yes. Bullhorn, you need to go get some rest, go get some therapy, and go get some coffee beans. Because you need to start doing like your day lives when you're just sitting at your table with your coffee. Or, you know, like you look a little stressed out. You worked at the mall in the cosmetics department. In the mall, like the mall is like it's like its own little community. So did you work like inside a store or were you like inside the mall, like in one of those little kiosks? Because those people scare me. Those ones that are like in the kiosk outside, like in the actual like mall, and they're like, "Can we help you?" Like they want to like curl your hair or straighten it, or I just don't. I'm cool. I'm always like trying to. I'm always trying to like get away from those people. They always get me at the skincare stuff though. They used to get me all the time. I mean, to the point where it was like hundreds of dollars I was spending on skincare. And I'm like, this is not any better than probably what I can get online. So now I just get my stuff online, but they would get me. Kiosk people are stalkers. They are. The kiosk people are scary though. They are. They're scary. Like, especially like the perfume people. Like, my mall is awesome because they know me still. Like, they still know me, and I haven't worked in the mall in like years, but they still know me because the same people like still working in there. And I'm like, just don't even come. Don't you dare ask me for anything because I'm usually there and I know what I need. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm trying to stay focused because if not, I'll buy it. I'll buy everything. Like, I had a shopping problem there for a long time. I was shopping all the time. I mean, good thing I don't work in the mall anymore. You should see the amount of clothing I own. And I have a business, so that accounts for a lot of it. But my actual clothing that I own, you guys would be like, you would think I have such pretty things, but I never wear them. I always wear like plain stuff. The cell phone kiosk. Yeah, do you need a phone? Do you need a phone case? Get back here. The one that gets us is the skincare one. That's the one that usually gets, they're like, or like they'll try to hand you the packet and it's like, you want to take the packet because you don't want to be rude. But if you take the packet, then you know that that's like inviting the conversation on, you know? And I don't know. I love them all though too. Oh, Connie, I'm glad. At the end of our lives, we normally just sit here and chit chat for a minute before I get off. We just chat about life in general and whatever we want to talk about. Yeah, Rogue, make sure you check out my boutique. It's super, super cute. I need to put more pictures of it online for you guys because I have a bunch of like pictures that I did for my TikTok. So if you go on any social media, and you type in Poppy and Ari, it'll pull up like I have a TikTok, I have a Instagram, and a Facebook, and you'll be able to see like all my transition videos, reels, like videos with the mannequins. Cause I have mannequins in my closet over here. I have 2 straight sizing and then I have 1 curvy lady. So my boutique's all online, Kenna, right now. It's all online. This room was actually my boutique at one point. It was so cute. I had wooden slabs on the wall, and then I had like these industrial pipes that come out, and that's what I would hang all the clothes on. And then I have these 2 huge racks that like can hold a bunch of clothes. So I just decided I was working in a boutique and I decided instead of killing myself working, that's what I was literally doing. I decided to open up my own business because my boyfriend, he gave me, I had the option, you know what I mean? Like he was like, I got this. And I'm like, you got this? I asked for like 3 months. I was like, do you think I should quit my job? Like, because I've been there for so long, years and years and years, and so the name of it is Poppy and Ari. I'll put it in the chat because it's kind of spelled different, and it should pop up. If you put in the code, I'll put in the boutique thing, little Nightbot thing. But if you use the code capital YouTube 20, it'll give you 20% off at the boutique too. And it should pop up. There we go. And I have like clothing, jewelry, accessories, home goods. I have like these really pretty ceramic, or not ceramic. I don't know what they're made of. Maybe it's ceramic. But they're like chrome vases. If someone does not buy these vases from my store, I only got one set of them. I'm going to put them out somewhere in this house because they're so pretty. Bath and Body Works, they do have good candles, but I have better ones. Just saying. The one behind me back here, the burn time on my candles are 100 hours compared to 35 to 45 hours you get with Bath and Body Works candles. See? See how I do there? See my sales? Thanks, self-aware. Thank you. I just thought of it one day. We were going to name it Sip and Shop, and I wasn't loving that. I was like, I don't know. I just don't love it. Vincent liked it, and he's like, I like it. And I'm like, I don't know. And so then I was literally laying in bed one day and I was like, how about Poppy and Ari? And he's like, where's that coming from? I said, hell if I know. So I made it Poppy with an I. So it had the eyes on the end. And I found out that California, their state flower is the poppy flower, which that's where Vincent's from. So that made, I was like, oh, that's like kind of for you. And then I do eventually want to do men's. And Ari means like young lion or something, like boy, I think it's like boy lion or something like that. It means something like with guys. So I was gonna, that would be a good name for like, my menswear. So you'll have to look at the candles. I have like they smell so good. They smell so good. There's like a few different scents, and any of the ones that you pick there, they all smell good. And we have really good lotion too and soaps. We have all kinds of cute stuff. Which dress? The one in my picture? If it's the striped one, I'll say Mary Beth has that dress. And I need to see that on you, Mary Beth. You have to send me pictures. Mary Beth has like everything that I think I own in my store. Everything I have in my store, almost, she's got it. And she needs to start being my little model. But now every time that I feel like that we deal with this case, I'm going to be hearing, or Betty, I'm going to be hearing Indian Outlaw in my head. I just saw that song. The song was still up. I was going to say one more thing to you guys. I thought before I got here, but I can't remember. It's too late to be shopping. I know. I'll buy stuff. Oh, I was gonna say the dress. Yeah. So I was gonna say that dress goes up to a large. It's really cute. I love that dress. I need Mary Beth to send me some pictures. And I need to put more pictures out online of me when I guess I just I can put like the pictures of me when I'm wearing the stuff. Because I've tried everything on, and I own a lot of the stuff that I bought. The milk, or I don't have goat's milk. The one that I have is like a can't think of what it's called. It's like charcoal, like a charcoal bar. And I have like these little bags that I bought separately from the soap, and they're like a scrubber, like an exfoliating bag. You put the soap in, and then you just use the bag. You do, Dreamcatcher. Yes. And Mary Beth, you've gotten a lot of candles from me too. A lot of you guys have that. Like I love when I get orders. It makes me so excited. I'm just like, look at me go. Because it's just something. It gives me something else to do other than just YouTube. Really, Carolina? Yeah, it's very, very vicious. It's very vicious. I bet they look cute, Mary Beth. That one, the green one with the smaller straps, I think that would be really cute. I think that would look cute with like leggings even. Like if you put it on with like leggings and then like a cardigan, like you could like wear that even in the fall. I have a lot of candles that I don't burn. My mother. I used to ask my mom, like when I was a kid, like, why don't you burn these candles? And she's like, nope, too expensive, or nope, too nice. And now I do that. How are you doing, Dreamcatcher? Hopefully you're doing well. It was good to see all you guys. It was good to see the new people in the chat tonight. We had some new people come in. We normally don't cover a whole lot of Betty, but you know, we've been having to cover her lately. She's just been out of control. Like I thought she was like got herself in control, you know, a little bit there, but she didn't. She didn't. Because when I first came on the platform, I came in during the Kylie Rodney case, but then that was on the right after that case was Quentin Simon. So I got to experience her with that. And we literally just streamed and laughed. And I think that I didn't even have like StreamYard then. We streamed it off like my iPad or something. I don't even know. So crazy how we used to be able to get the stuff out, but we still got it out. But I'm going to jump off here. Charcoal toothpaste, really? I've never tried it. I've always been afraid to. The Citrus Grove body butter. We do have some good body butter. I think you've gotten a little bit of everything. Earth Miss You. You know what I just realized? I meant to send you an email and it went into my drafts. I just literally found that right before the live. I was like, huh, there's that email. So I'll have to send it to you. It was literally right before the live. Hopefully you're doing well. I hadn't seen you in a while. Welcome in, everybody. Well, I was going to jump off here. Now I feel like staying. Do I go? Do I stay? I don't even know what Vincent's doing. Watch, I'll go out there and he'll be asleep. And I'll be like, I should have stayed on. We'll see if he's awake. I'll have to go out there. The dog came back in. I wish you could see these guys up close. Seriously, this one, she's got her eyes closed. She's on the chair. Look at her. Her eyes are open now. Oh, they're sleeping. The Black Widow channel. That's what we're doing next is getting merch. Because we have a ton of sayings that are funny on this channel. Just like, you know, you will hear something each case. Somebody says something out of pocket. So we were going to do like, you know, just like funny shirts. And then I think I'm going to do some that just has like the brand on it, like the logo, like my little logo. It'll be like a little titanium arm or something. Just like kind of like, you know how Abercrombie used to do like the little moose. It would be just like a plain shirt with just like the little arm or something on it. I thought that'd be cute. YouTube shirts at home. Really? I wear a lot of Ohio shirts, but I worked at an Ohio t-shirt shop. So that's why. No, we do sell. Yeah, no, no, I do. That's okay. So I have a boutique. Sorry. And let me put it in the chat again. Sorry. I thought you meant like merch for the, I don't know. It's kind of different in a way. So my channel, instead of having like, you know, TitaniumBuilt merch, I have like a boutique that's like, you know, just more like boho kind of vibes, I guess you would call it. Comfortable clothes, like 2-piece sets, like little shirts, t-shirts. I got all kinds of stuff. You have to check it out. And if you use the code YouTube20, you'll get 20% off. And yep. Okay, cool. And it's all in there too, the website. If you guys want to check it out. It's my passion. I really love doing it. I really, really love dressing women. And I love dressing curvy women. It's as much as like I used to be even straighter size than I am now, but I love dressing curvy women. It's just like my thing. I used to work in a curvy store. I worked in a straight sizing store as a assistant manager, and loved the girls that would come in, loved them. But when I went to Curve, it was called Curve and Cloth. It was their curvier store, their boutique. It was like I was like boutique god over there. Like these women had never had a boutique just for, you know, extra large through 3X. That's where I go up to 3X, size 3X at my store. And like they would come in and their eyes would be popping out of their head. It was during COVID too. So it was like massive. So you just see their eyes and they were so excited about the store. So then that made me even more excited because I was nervous at first. I was a 0 going over there, a size 0. I'm in 8 now, 10. Actually, I don't know. I think I'm an 8. I'm an 8. I'm not 10. I'm not 10 yet. But I went from a 0 to an 8. So it's, you know. I'm not curvy. I'm lumpy. I feel you. Mhm. It was good to see you too, Art. And I'll have to go back and watch your live. I was listening to it a little bit before mine, and you guys had me laughing. But so we are gonna do some merch for the channel as well. So I'm thinking Maddie might be Kathy Cowgal. Maybe that's her real, like, I don't know. That's what we were wondering too. We were like, well, maybe it's her name, but we'll have to figure that out for sure. Because I thought maybe it was just Kathy's. I wonder if it's cut off and it was like Kathy's. No, it wouldn't be her middle name. It's a good question. I'll never have another junk for the trunk. I used to be the smallest, teeniest, tiniest. I still am. I'm still tiny. I mean, I'm 140. I'm not big by any means, but used to be 106 pounds at one point after my car accident. When I wasn't walking, I got down to 96 pounds, I think it was. That was the smallest I was ever. I was so small. Then I was in a wheelchair, so I gained a lot of weight. Thank you, Black Widow channel. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still pretty small, but I'm bigger than I used to be. So I don't know. I'm like, I wish I could lose like 5 pounds, but then I don't want to give up anything to lose 5 pounds. Do you get me? Do you feel me there? I'm at that age where I'm just like, I know if I know I work out really hard, I'll lose like the 5-10 pounds I want to lose, but I'm happy. Like, I'm happy. There's a little gnat in here. See it. What is up with the little, like, these little gnats and stuff coming in this room? Thanks, Kenna, for asking. Yeah, it's still numb, but it's actually not too bad today. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too, like, I don't know, compared to the other mornings when I've woken up. Thank you. Is it Sinrisa? Thank you. Oh, sizes. So I go size 0 to size 3X. So 3X would be like a 26, I would think, like 20, 24, 26. And they're all about standard sizing too. And if you need any, if you have any questions, like if something's like, runs big or small, you can always email me right on the website. You can contact me. It'll go right to me. And then I can write you back. But yep, we have some good stuff. We have some really good stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to try this pink dress that we have on. That I have. I haven't tried it on because I was too small for it, but now I might be able to wear it. I have to try it on and model it for you. But I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to go and get the girls their midnight snack. That they get a dog cookie every night, and then the cat will wake up and he'll be out there too. So I'll be back one tomorrow sometime. We need to do a members live. It's been a little while since we've done one, so maybe we'll get one. Try to squeeze one in this weekend. And I'm glad that we have all kinds of new members. We got all kinds of new members. T-Dub became a new member. We had 5 new members from Sparrow. Black Widow channel became a new member, and Catherine's been a member for 15 months, and Cat's Life's been a member for 16 months, and I appreciate that. I really do. You guys really help the channel out so much. There's a little gnat, and it's like, what is up with it in here? What am I living on, like a bug farm? It's like this little gnat. I freak out over the littlest things. I'm like, it's a gnat. Oh, thank you, Black Widow. That was so kind of you to gift out that many memberships. Thank you for gifting out 10 memberships. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night, and we'll do a live this weekend since, we got more members. We got to do live now. I really appreciate you guys helping the channel and helping me. It really does help a lot. I will see you guys all tomorrow evening about 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I don't see you, have a wonderful weekend. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye, guys.